We are looking at the Medley industrial submarket where we have 991 industrial properties in that sector. You can see it runs along the Okeechobee corridor. Currently, we have 16 properties that are actively for sale, 15 that have closed in the last 3 months, which almost makes you think we've got a 3-month supply of properties for sale. As far as for lease, we have 120 that are actively on the market and 37 that have been signed in the last 3 months. As far as the average lease rate, it's $19.10 a square foot. That's up 1.6% over the last 12 months. As you can see from the last, uh, I guess, 5 years, you can see our trend line has slowed down a little bit and we've flattened or plateaued a little bit. That plateau is expected to extend out into the somewhere in this fourth quarter and then to begin a normal climb. And you can see that the asking rents, and for the most part, are slightly below what the actual market rent is in this area. The time to lease is just a little over 4 months. As far as the sales price, the average is $280 a square foot. That's at 6.7% from the last 12 months. Similar to the lease rates, so you can see that the trend is that we had that strong growth over the last 5 years, and now it's flatlined a little bit and expected a little bit different. This is extending out into 2026, somewhere into the first or second quarter before it goes its upward trend again. The properties that are performing the best are the 1 to 2 star. That one is slightly over $300 a square foot, and the 4 and 5 star, I guess the newer properties are performing just behind that one. As far as the cap rates, we're at 5.8%. That is down 0.1% from last year. The trend there is that the caps are probably going to stay about the same, maybe a little bit of an increase, and then somewhere at the end of the 2026, they will begin a downward climb, which is again correlates to the sales price, which are inversely related. As far as the cap rate distribution, we've had sales from 4% to 8%, the bulk of it somewhere right in the middle, good distribution there. The smaller properties, the 1 and 2 stars, seem to be outperforming on the cap rate and on the highest sales price per square foot. Lastly, you can see that we had 64 properties that were sold in the last 12 months. Only 13 were actively listed on the market. That tells us that a lot of properties are selling, and we know that properties that sell off market tend to sell for 20 to 30% less than their market value. So if you are thinking about selling, call us, let us show you what your property is worth and possibly the best way to get the most out of your property if you're looking to sell.